Chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC in Kano State, Prince Abdullahi Abbas, has rebuked the leader of the New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP), Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, for criticizing the federal government's method of distributing palliatives to ensure the foodstuffs reach the intended beneficiaries. According to a statement signed by Prince Abbas on his X handle, the federal government is committed to alleviating hunger in the country, but the NNPP-led government in Kano State is frustrating its efforts. Abbas also criticized Kwankwaso for claiming that the distribution exercise was left solely in the hands of the APC. Prince Abbas explained that the federal government's decision to adopt a new method of palliative distribution stems from President Bola Tinubu's dissatisfaction with the previous approach. However, the reconstituted committee set up by the federal government is under the leadership of the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barau Jibrin, with members from the All Progressive Congress APC, New Nigerian People's Party NNPP, People's Democratic Party PDP, Inter-Party Advisory Council IPAC, Senator Rufai Hanga NNPP, Senator Abdurrahman Kawu Sumaila NNPP, and members of the House of Representatives, Comrade Aminu Abdul Salam, the State Deputy Governor, traditional and religious leaders, amongst others. According to Abbas, the bipartisan committee has developed detailed procedures for distributing palliatives to prevent diversion and ensure that the beneficiaries are truly the most needy members of the public. He alleged that the scandalous activities involving senior officials of the NNPP government have highlighted how the palliative failed to reach the targeted poor and vulnerable. The chairman also claimed that despite warnings from the Kano state government about consequences for anyone found diverting palliatives, the managing director of the state agricultural supply company, Casco, Dr. Tukur Dayabu Minjibir, was implicated in the inappropriate sale of grains belonging to the state government. He further stated that a senior special assistant to the Cabinet Office, Tasiu Al-Amin Roba, was arrested for the alleged diversion of state palliatives, having reportedly repackaged rice and maize at a warehouse in Sharada. Abbas also alleged that a large quantity of rice meant for distribution to the poor was looted from the private residence of the Chief of Staff at the Kano Government House, Shehu Wada Sagagi, and that the matter is currently under investigation by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC. Prince Abbas called on Kwankwaso to urge his chosen governor to launch an investigation into these acts of irresponsibility, ensuring that the perpetrators are held accountable for the missing palliatives and prosecuted accordingly. Well, I heard you laughing and smiling while I was taking that. So, what do you make of this? Let's begin with that.
Is it APC accusing or PDP?
APC, it's PDP accusing APC that they sent palliatives to APC government, NNPP government, and they're not able to distribute it. That they should go and find out from the source, from the roots, why these palliatives were not distributed the right way. So the accusation
is coming directly from PDP?
PDP, yes.
You see, it's laughable how Nigeria has turned into a handout state. We have become a handout state. We have become a state of palliative. We have become non-functional, and we have become, crippled by our government policies and inactions. What is bringing us to the, to the state of hunger in which we find ourselves in Nigeria is insecurity. Insecurity that have been allowed to fester for more than 8 years during the previous APC administration led by Muhammadu Buhari. And the inaptitude of the governors from those northwest and northeastern states to make conscious effort in nipping those insecurity and violence in the bud. It has festered till this day. You could remember that before the 2015 general election was postponed by 1 month to enable the military to push back Boko Haram insurgents so that elections could be conducted in the northeast and northwest. So we are still talking about palliative. You could also recall that Muhammadu Buhari's administration also closed the Nigerian borders. So all those things, a nation that have not been able to go into the farm, you now close the borders, you ward off those items that we could have gotten from our sister and neighboring nations to help us in feeding the population of Nigeria. And after the border closure and the reopening, what did we gain? Nigeria lost. We did not make any gain. We did not close the borders to, facilitate our own farmers and to make sure that the closure of the border would have, helped us in reducing the influx of insurgency. Hence, the previous administration argued that those people were coming from the Sahel region. So all those efforts that they put in place yielded no dividend. And today, Nigeria has become a country that is now known as a palliative nation. We should create a ministry for ensuring that palliatives gets to the needed people. You're talking about palliative. During the former administration, you had the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs shared monies, shared food items, only to selected APC members. Because you cannot take away politics when you're sharing palliative, because you first of all reach to your loyalists. So the palliative, whatever you're sharing, that's why the fact is a common purse. But you first of all go to the doorsteps of those people that are singing praises for the administration. And those card-carrying members of the political party, irrespective of the political party. I'm not talking about the one happening in Kano now. Irrespective, just like in Rivers State, the governor will give money to the CTC chairman to go and empower the people. And the CTC chairman will choose those from their political affinity and their friends and their cronies and give them those palliatives and empower them to make sure that they have gained within the little space they have occupied that political position. So what is happening in Kano State, we know, those of us who are students of history, who follow the trajectory of governance in Nigeria, have known that the Kwankwaso movement, the Kwankwasia, is a product of the magnanimity and the large-heartedness of Kwankwaso. Because when he was a governor, he reached out to people, he made sure that he followed the trajectory of his political godfather, who was always in touch with the grassroots. And being in touch with the grassroots is to reach out to them any way you can. And he has Yusuf, whom he brought to power, has also told that line, to maintain their political structure and base. So for the PDP to accuse them, what do we see in the states where PDP are holding sway? The same thing that the president...
The APC rather. APC.
Okay, the president has given the marching order and gave monies earmarked for them to cushion the effect of the harshening food prices. Have they, in truth, shared that money and shared those items to the needed downtrodden populace of Nigerians? The answer is no. I mean, within their own state. In Rivers State here, we have monies that the federal government has given up to 500 billion. The state government who have not seen the palliative. Nobody is accounting for it. So in other states of the federation, it is the same. Those states that are nearing off-cycle election are using it as their bargain to woo voters. But the monies that are coming from the federal government to reach the populace. Now in Kano State, that the APC is accusing them, you can't take it away from the fallout of the general elections, because APC is still licking their wounds. How they were roundly defeated in the past elections in Kano State, both in the federal election which produced the president. They did not win. Kwankwaso won Kano State roundly. And in the governorship election, the NNPP also won. So they are still licking their wounds. And all those accusations, despite the fact that the government has made the committee all-inclusive, let them point out those. Hence, APC is among the members of those committees set up. Let them point out to the governor, write the names of those people they have noted that diverted those palliative, and then use it for the benefit of advancing their political grounds. Let them bring them out and make it public, and now hold the government accountable on what? Prosecuting those people. And when they did not, that is when they should come out and be crying to the public that, look at what we found out, and look at the end of the day, the government of NNPP did not hold those people to account. That is the only place I will now begin to look at the APC as maybe what they are crying is also in line with the Public Complaint Act. But, and now, if the Kwankwaso party, NNPP, has accused the PDP of dead, they said last week that PDP is dead, then APC, his state, should be in comatose. Because APC is also playing the opposition through this sharing of palliative. I don't know if you're
yes.
So they are the major opposition party, not even PDP in Kano State. So they are using every opportunity to play the opposition, which we know APC for. So APC coming out to cry foul in the sharing of palliative in Kano State, they are playing the opposition. And if they are playing this opposition, they don't want Kwankwaso to classify them as a dead party. Because if you know that your party is not dead, you should be viable and hold the government in power accountable to account for all these policies.
All right. So we've had experiences of palliatives being diverted, being looted, and all of that. And now here is the APC calling for the EFCC to investigate, to launch an investigation into the irresponsibility of people looting palliatives and the perpetrators, that they should be held accountable. Do you think this is possible?
This is not the kind of crimes we expect everybody to draw EFCC into.
Okay.
The Kano State government have their own the commission that are in charge of prosecuting their former governor Ganduje over the alleged dollar pardon. You know, the dollar contract he stifled in his Aguada. So they have their own state economic and financial crime commission. They should write petition to them. This is not a federal affair, and this is not a kind of crime you begin to involve EFCC, because one, monies we are not did not exchange hands. The people that you said have diverted the for even when they repackage it, like I said, there are some states who are in off-cycle election use this same palliative that the federal government have provided to advance their campaign. So we are not oblivious of what happens within the Nigerian political space. They always use any little opportunity to cash in and deceive the masses into voting them. Look at during the time of Buhari, even a vice president in the person of Olusegun Yemi, what do you call him? Osibajo. A whole, I don't know how gullible we are in this country, that a vice president was meant to carry cash in his hands and go to the market that they are doing trader money. I don't know if you...
Yes, of course.
A vice president, that's an insult to the office of a vice president. Not even a vice presidential aide. The vice president, in order to make sure that his principal wins election, went to the open market carrying cash. You had when the Air Force 2 came down, it was because of the load of cash that was stashed in it. that came down, he still came out from survive that crash and still went for the mission of sharing money, using money, doling money in his hands and sharing in the clear view of camera. What an insult to the office of the vice president. Just to make sure that they play politics to the gallery and hoodwink Nigerians to vote them. After that sharing of trader money, where are those traders? Was there any mechanism in recovering those money or making sure that those people paid back, or is it a handout? So what APC is crying out in Kano State is they are stuck in trade. That is what they have led Nigeria into, sharing palliative. So Nigerians have become redundant. Nigerians have become crippled. Nigerians that people were saying the resilience and the doggedness and the enterprising nature of the Nigerian man that makes him survive anywhere in the world, that now it has gone into extinction, that we no longer possess that energy and that vibes to fend for ourselves, only waiting and begging cap in hand, waiting when the government will bring monies to us and give us food. Any little thing you do now, they say give them rice. Any little thing you do, give them rice. Is there only rice that is the problem of Nigerians? Nobody is talking. APC in Kano State is not holding the NNPP accountable in building state refinery and providing power for the people of Kano State. They are only concerned about sharing of rice and those who repackage and they don't. Even if a member of the committee had repackaged the rice, he's still going to. So you were here in Lagos State when people repackage rice and put these are our politicians, the way they insult our sensibility and insult themselves at the same time, that a governor will buy this refuse evacuation carrier and he will put his picture shamelessly on it, and they will be carrying him with the dustbin. And again, they will repackage rice and put their logo there. This is what we see in Nigeria. And if the Nigerian citizens have not devised a mechanism of rejecting those things, they will not stop insulting our sensibilities. And they feed us today, tomorrow they will not feed us. They wait for about 3 months again. When we begin to cry, they begin to dole out. And they make a lot of money. You know why they will not empower us productively? It's because those politicians make a lot of money by sharing those palliatives. Out of the billions that are given, how much is being shared? What they are sharing, how many days can it sustain a family of 3 in Nigeria of today? So we are still hungry in Nigeria.
All right, let's take a look at this story next.